In July 2020, Halsey posted about If I Can't Have Love, I Want Power, the fourth album that they would release in August, and that it would be accompanied by a movie. Before posting about it on Instagram, Halsey presented a countdown for the album by walking around the Met, presenting different paintings that included a mother figure and a child. Halsey then posted a lengthy Instagram post about the details of the album, specifically of the cover, sharing that this album is a concept album about the joys and horrors of pregnancy and childbirth. It was very important to me that the cover art conveyed the sentiment of my journey over the past few months, the dichotomy of the Madonna and the whore, the idea of me as a sexual being and my body as a vessel and a gift to my child are two concepts that can coexist peacefully and powerfully. And so on. Halsey wrote the lyrics of the album, and Trent and Atticus of 9 Inch Nails produced the album. Hi, my name is Jen. I started listening to Halsey's music spring of 2019, and I saw them live in 2020, right before the pandemic. So when I heard the news about the album and the movie, obviously as a fan, I was thrilled. I think the album is excellent and best that Halsey has released so far. And this video specifically will be about my thoughts regarding the movie rather than the album, because watching the movie really had me thinking. Now, I have not delved that much into film analysis in my studies. I did one course on gender and media. So please know that I'm not like a professional in this field of study. And quick note, Halsey uses she/they pronouns, so I try my best to use those interchangeably in this video. And additionally, this video will include discussions that cover abuse, sexual abuse, horrors of pregnancy, birth. So please be careful if those topics are heavy for you. And this will also include spoilers from the movie. About the movie, Halsey wrote the script, did the makeup for it, and acted as the Queen Lila, the main character, and Lilith. The movie was directed by Colin Tilley. The executive producer was Jamie Ranta, or Ranta, it sounds like a Finnish surname, so I see you. The movie was filmed in Prague, Czech Republic, and Halsey describes the movie as the lifelong social labyrinth of sexuality and birth. The greatest horror stories never told were buried with the bodies of those who died in that labyrinth. Okay, so the movie starts off when the main character, Queen Lila's husband, the king, mysteriously dies. This is when Lilith accompanies Lila. Lilith is considered Adam's first wife and the queen of demons who was sexually free and who steals children in Jewish mythology and Babylonian mythology, according to Merlin Stone. As the king had been abusive towards Lila, Lila is happy about the king passing. Lila then is visited by Lilith in a dream, and the demon touches Lila's body sensually and then attacks her. Lila then later on sees the hands of Lilith on her body. Later on, Lila is seen celebrating the king's death after the funeral by day drinking with her friends, during which Lila runs to the forest and where Lila meets a witch. They do a breathing exercise together which frightens Lila, and then the queen returns to the castle, and there Lila realizes that she has become pregnant. As the king has passed, the court members want to get rid of the queen but cannot do so until she has given birth, given that she gives birth to a boy. The movie then follows all the months of the pregnancy. At 9 months, Lila is convicted of treason and wickedness and is ordered to be beheaded after giving birth. It is then shown through a flashback that Lila was the one who poisoned the king, and it was the king who had impregnated Lila through our word, and he died right after. As the time of giving birth comes, Lila runs to the witch to give birth. The members of the court still end up finding Lila and the baby after birth, and they burn the witch's house and drag Lila to the castle to prepare her for the death. Lila is beheaded, and it is during this that it's shown that had Lila been able to be with someone she loved, she would have been a loving queen, but instead she chose power and became horrible. In the end, we see Lilith walking around the castle wondering what went wrong. So, what did I think was done well? Well, overall, I think the movie story and plotline is very interesting. A troubled queen who decides to murder her abuser, and to be free from him. But then Lila has to figure out her life as she gets pregnant. The music fit really well in the movie, and I feel like it gave even a deeper meaning to the songs through the film. I can't really even pick a favorite because I thought all of them fit really well in the movie. But I really liked the ending where Jaapone, sorry if I butchered, where Lilith walks around the castle and it's like there had been so much awful and so much blood and bloodshedding and just horror, and now there was just silence. I wish the tradition had been included from the album. I just thought it would have been a great starting point for the film, but I get it why it wasn't included. And I liked that there was no clear chronological order throughout the movie, except when Lila is pregnant. Then we see like 3 months, 4 months, 7, and so on. But otherwise, I like the flashbacks and like having a disorganized chronology. Well, it's not really a chronology then, is it? Anyways, because it kept the viewer guessing and like never knowing what to accept. I thought the costumes are beautiful. I don't know if they were period accurate, but like nevertheless they were beautiful. And I just thought Halsey showed the fears and horrors of pregnancy from many aspects. For example, I thought the scene where Lila tries to run away and drown in the lake, but then feels the baby kick and comes back up under the water was really powerful imagery of being so afraid of and not wanting to go through with pregnancy and birth, but then the baby kicking gives the queen the motivation to stay alive. Also, bonus points for Halsey doing their own makeup for the whole movie, like that's no small feat. And overall, I just thought that the movie was very Halsey-like, and their art is very strongly visible in it, like it's Halsey's art to the smallest detail, and that is not a small feat, and well done. I understand there are schedules that the movie makers are tied to. There's the budget. Halsey was actually pregnant throughout the movie. There was COVID, so considering these aspects, I understand that the suggestions I have may have just not been possible to implement at this time. This is just me imagining what could have been and what I personally would have wanted to see further. This is a personal thing, but I would have liked a specific era of when this movie takes place. The sets of the movie were 12th century castles, and the director did say that having a vague time frame was done on purpose, but that they wanted to present the modern world and take influence from the 1300s and 1400s as well. Tilly says, "We didn't want to be handcuffed by a specific time period," Tilly explained. "So we were taking references from the 1300s and 1400s for the aesthetic and location and wardrobe, but then adding modern influences into it. That's why it's such a unique world when you watch it." For example, they chose to show Halsey's tattoos to reference the modern world. And I understand wanting to blur the eras to show that the patriarchal structure is still in place throughout all eras. And this is just me being nitpicky and a historical nerd, because I would have liked a concrete era and just kind of see how that specific era was honored, but I understand why they chose not to have that. About the witches and Lila's bond, we see Lila visit the witch twice, first randomly, and they bond through a breathing exercise. And then later, when Lila goes to give birth, she runs away to the witch's house. I understand why the bond was presented this way. It showed that Lila trusted this complete stranger over the people she was surrounded by, but I personally would have liked to see them grow more together and really form a bond and allyship, because it would have been nice to see Lila with at least one true friend. Near the end, when Lila is on the guillotine, a clip of Lila being happy and joyful with a child is shown. And when I was watching it for the first time, I thought it was Lila imagining what the afterlife will be like for her. But then I read online from Halsey Wiki that it was actually meant to show what could have been if Lila had had love instead of power. So when I read that this was the actual meaning of the scene, I realized that I had completely forgotten the aspect of power in the character of Lila. So that is my biggest point that I wish would have been different in the movie. I wish the concept of power would have been explored more within this movie. Sure, it showed Lila murdering the king,
I don't believe in the glorification of murder. I do believe in the empowerment of women.
Then Lila celebrating it afterwards, like, of course, it's powerful to take agency and murder your abuser. And yes, the queen, Lila, even existing is powerful considering that they didn't want her around. Surely there's power used against her, that's why she dies, but her own power was not as apparent outside the murder to me. I just wish it would have been shown, concept of power would have been shown from different aspects also, like, did Lila offer decisions that the court members didn't like? Did Lila try to act as the ruler even though she was not considered one anymore? I think if they would have just had one montage or a sentence or two about what Lila has been doing to present her own power, it would have shown the title of If I Can't Have Love, I Want Power better. Because, at least to me, I completely forgot the power part, honestly. But that's just me being dumb. So, in conclusion, I thought the movie was well made, and even though I had some notes on it, I still thoroughly enjoy it. The best kind of art makes the viewer think about what they would have done differently and so on, right? When it comes to Halsey's music, there are so many levels, so many elements, intertextual references, aspects that I personally cannot even imagine, and this movie showed that once again. And you can see that Halsey is so very passionate about her work. But I do feel dumb when I don't realize all of it. For example, the power part, I completely forgot about it. Even though I did have some notes and things I would have changed, I could see why the decisions were made. I just personally would have wanted to see them differently, nothing deeper than that. I think if you are at all interested in Halsey's music, you could check this movie out. Overall, it was a good movie and interesting, and I personally enjoy music the most when there's like a visual aspect to it. So I love to listen to music through music videos and live performances, so having visual album is always a bonus for me. So anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. Please consider subscribing if you liked what you saw. Leave a like and a comment if you want to, and I hope I see you in the next one. Bye!